What's going on, my beautiful YouTube family? Today I'm going to show you how to optimize your Amazon PPC campaigns with total efficiency. The secret sauce to profitable Amazon PPC campaigns are custom made rules. So I'm about to show you how to extract all of the data necessary to pump into your PPC campaigns in order to produce money-making campaigns that produce results for the long term. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. That way, as I give more tips like this, you'll get notified. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is inside Seller Central, you're going to want to download your advertising reports. Go back as far as you can, generally 60 days, and go ahead and download that report. So one of the very first rules you're going to set for your campaigns is keyword spend, because you need to have some sort of a cap on the amount of spend you're willing to pay in order to produce a sale. So for example, a custom made rule for your account could be more than $20 in ad spend but zero sales. That might be a good indicator that you might want to pause that keyword and see, was that keyword 100% relevant to your account, and if not, what can you do to improve the performance of your PPC campaigns by adding more relevant search terms throughout all of your campaigns. And that's going to be the very first rule, is to have some sort of a bid cap, but a spend cap on your keywords, because otherwise you'll see that your ACoS might be out of balance for a certain match type, and you might pause the entire campaign because the ACoS is too high. But in reality, it's just a few keywords in that one campaign that are not producing any sales but are consuming a majority of the ad spend. So go ahead and set a custom rule, $20 in ad spend, for example. If there's no sales, you stick to your rule and you pause all of the keywords and all of the campaigns that meet that rule. For you, it could be $10, whatever that is for your campaign. So I'm going to show you how to look at that through the ad reports first, and then go back to your campaign and pause those keywords. So let's go ahead and look into the ad report now and find keywords with more than $20 in ad spend and no sales. All right, so the first way you're going to organize your keywords per campaign to see if they meet the $20 ad spend rule is simply go to your campaign, open it up right here. So for this example, I'm opening up the exact match campaign, and let's let this load up here. Okay, so and then you're going to click on targeting. And this is just the fastest way to shuffle through all the keywords in order to quickly pause the underperformers. So you'll just scroll down a little bit here, and right here where it says spend, just click on that. So that way it can organize everything for you. No, let's go the other way. Okay, perfect. So right here, you're going to see all of the keywords first with basically with no sales. So you can see some of these keywords are ripe for being paused. So we'd pause this one. We'd probably pause this one depending on the relevancy. Go back and check how relevant the keyword is. And maybe these. So maybe these three keywords would be prime candidates to pause. And you would basically just rinse repeat this method. Just go to each campaign that you have active, and then just sort by spend and pause whatever keywords meet your rule. For you, it could be $10 in ad spend, $15, $20, depends on the sales price of your product, obviously, and what you feel comfortable allocating towards certain keywords in order to produce a sale. So that'd be the fastest way to optimize for rule number one. Okay, so for rule number two, you're going to want to set a custom rule with how many clicks your keywords and product targeting ads are getting but are not resulting in any sales. And the reason why you're going to really want to craft this particular rule is because as you begin growing your Amazon business and adding more keywords and adding more product targets to your campaigns, you're going to begin to grow an affinity for how many clicks on average a keyword is going to generate before it produces a sale. So for your account, the average might be, 5 clicks will equal a sale. So as you start to see new keywords that you're adding to your campaigns as time goes on, and you're starting to see that, okay, this campaign's already producing 10 clicks and doesn't have a sale, you can already begin to see, okay, that keyword is going to more than likely need to be paused without you having to spend, your $20 in ad spend, for example. Maybe you hit the 10 clicks at $10, but you know that it's already achieved 10 clicks because it's hit your custom rule. So you can go ahead and pause that. For you, it could be 15 clicks. It really depends on your category. But I'm going to just show you basically how to find your average for your particular account. So real quick, here, again, you're going to click on data and filter in your ad reports and just click on where it says 7-day conversion rate. And let's go ahead and do ascending. Beautiful. So it's going to, all of these 0% are basically everything you're not converting on, obviously. So you can see, 28 clicks, 22 clicks, 21 clicks. These are generally going to have a high click-through rate. So just get the median average of, your top 20, and that's going to be your not click-through rate, but it's going to be your click rate that you're going to have as your median, the top 20. So that way, when you begin adding new keywords, if you're hitting that median average, you know right away to pause those keywords. All right, and for rule number 3, you're going to want to set a custom rule on ACoS limits. Now, this goes without saying, obviously anything more than your break-even point is more than likely a keyword you're going to either want to pause or reduce the bids, but you're still going to want to get your median average so that way you can apply this rule to all corresponding keywords in your campaigns, and so that way your campaigns are structured for all future keywords. So the first thing you're going to want to do is move myself out of the way. All right, and let's go ahead and organize this. Let's remove the blanks, and let's also organize by descending. Okay, so you're going to have the highest ACoS first for you to look at, and you're going to see the corresponding sales and spend. And so here's what you can easily do. You can see which keywords on a month-to-month basis have the highest ACoS, and you can either go to those keywords, pause them. It really depends on your goals because you might have a goal of sustaining sales velocity. So for example, this particular keyword has $420 in ad spend. It's producing 313 in sales. It's produced quite a bit of clicks, 604. So that's a high volume keyword that instead of pausing, maybe we'll reduce the bids by 50%. So that way you're still generating sales, but by reducing the bids on a high volume keyword by 50% as an example, you'll be able to still make sales without paying top dollar for those particular sales. And so the only scenarios that I can see you doing this with are for keywords that are 100% relevant, and more than likely it's an exact match campaign because the exact match campaign is the only campaign that is actually moving the needle for your keyword ranking. Now, when you're optimizing your Amazon PPC campaigns by extracting the data from your reports, you're actually optimizing as efficiently as possible because by setting these custom rules for your account, you're going to basically be much more organized and much more competent with your optimization strategy as opposed to randomizing the events or hoping for the best and just pausing campaigns wholly without digging into the data and maybe just pausing the keywords in the individual campaign, because just looking at the ACoS on a campaign basis is not a true indicator of the actual campaign performance. It could just be there's a few keywords in your campaign that are either consuming a lot of ad spend or are producing sales, but the sales they're producing are just not at a reasonable cost. So by applying this rule structure and every month looking through your ad reports and sifting through, okay, these keywords need to be paused, you're going to continually feed your campaigns and make them stronger with data that's going to allow them to flourish. And another thing you can actually do for the ACoS strategy is, I just mentioned, if you have a high ACoS, maybe it's above 100%, you'll know, okay, either pause the keyword altogether or reduce the bids because it potentially is a high volume keyword as an exact match campaign, but you'll want to reduce the bids by 50%. And if you still can't get ACoS under control the following 30 days, it's probably best just to pause that keyword altogether and focus your ad spend on newer keywords that can produce profitable results. But another strategy I like to do here is when you're actually looking at your ACoS, all of the keywords that have the highest ACoS, look at the common denominators in these keywords and begin to see, okay, is the average cost per click the same? or is it around the same ballpark? Because if it is, it could be an indicator that for future keywords, you can already start to see, okay, they're already piling on a lot of clicks, but they're not producing any results. Maybe I'll pause this keyword, after only 5 clicks instead of letting it amount to $20 in ad spend to save yourself time and money. And so by setting these rules, you're going to start to see patterns in your account over time, which is going to allow you to easily optimize with much more efficiency and accuracy. And another thing I like to look at is once you're looking at the ACoS, you can also see that not only the common denominators in the average cost per click, but you can also see the common denominators in the keywords themselves. So that way, when you're mining for new keywords, you can see, okay, this basket of keywords, I have a high ACoS on. So you can just make a Word document and put keywords with an ACoS above 100% and just copy and paste them onto this list every month and start to see why these keywords are producing, high ACoS results. Are they just too general? Are they related, but they're not exactly what the customer is searching for? Are they mostly broad keywords? Are they mostly phrase keywords? Because by looking at this particular, by looking at your keywords in this respect, you'll be able to, when you're doing your keyword research, you'll be able to say, okay, well, I know keywords that are too general, for example, that are, if you're selling charcoal tooth whitening powder, as an example, you know that keywords that have a high ACoS are, very general, like tooth whitening or teeth whitener or tooth whitener, things of that nature. You can say, okay, when you're adding new keywords, maybe I should refrain from keywords that kind of resemble my high ACoS keywords. And that's another secret strategy that allows a lot of sellers to scale their businesses much faster than other sellers because they're adding keywords ahead of time that are more than likely going to produce the best results, as opposed to just copy and pasting just a batch of keywords and hoping for the best. Actually looking at the keywords themselves, understand why they have a high ACoS will allow you to feed that data when you're doing your research to produce more profitable campaigns in the future. All right, now that we've just went over how to optimize your Amazon PPC campaigns efficiently by extracting profitable data from your advertising reports and putting them into your PPC campaigns, if you check out this next video, I go over how to now actually create the most profitable PPC campaigns that you can have that will actually maximize your product exposure without increasing your cost as an Amazon seller. So be sure to check out this next video. And of course, if this is your very first time watching one of my YouTube videos, consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video so that way I know you're engaging with this content.